African Americans. They were about 6'4", 6'5". These tight-fitting black leather outfits on, and the weapons that they came out of the ships with, they were huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogance. That is exactly what these extraterrestrials had.
Then when we come back down on the earth, we will be superheroes, the X-Men with all their powers. And we're not going to have each one of us have a particular power. We're not going to be like Magneto. We're going to have all the powers. We're all going to have the same power. So you come up with some plastic shield, Magneto can't do nothing to it. We're going to have power over plastic, over fire, over everything. We're going to literally be superheroes on the earth. And we're going to be dressed like superheroes. And you're going to have the nations come up against us like they always do. They have their, as Magneto said, you homo sapiens and your guns. We'll probably say that. The Most High is going to show his power through his elect. And they're going to try to fight. And they're going to lose miserably. And we're going to have fun with it too. The angels following Yahawashi, they're going to be creative and taking you out. We're going to have fun taking you out.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Zazu.
Yes, sire?
Take Nala home. I've got to teach my son a lesson.
And I want to give all praises to Yahawashi, Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, one second. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. The great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. The water for anybody that's tuned in, coming in on the comment board, here and on after. Yahawashi Barak Atham. And we're going to get into this lesson. Me and the elder, we were talking yesterday, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody. We was just talking, about various topics, talking about the kingdom and whatnot. And, he came over the subject of Lion King. And, he inspired me to go ahead and do this children's lesson, as we, talked a little bit about it. And in the spirit, I want to kind of, just talk about a little bit about it. But it's dealing with Mufasa and Scar, and how they were facing each other, right? Well, in a sense, in the spirit, that's like basically you versus yourself. You know, and that's the biggest battle of all, because your actions is going to determine whether the Lord is going to have mercy on you or not. You know, so we're going to deal with both of these characters and what they do, and we're going to do a little bit in the precepts about it, so Lord willing is edifying to the flock. And then, you know, Lord willing, I can do a lesson over some articles, a pre-camp on those before I head to camp later, Lord willing. So Lord willing is edifying, and we'll go ahead and get started, play this first video, and I might pause it a couple times just to make a couple points. And then I got another small clip, and we're going to go from there. So let's go ahead and get this started. Play it first. Lord willing, they ain't buffering.
Zazu,
Yes, sire?
take Nala home. I've got to teach my son a lesson.
Come, Nala. Simba. Good luck.
Simba! Simba, I'm very disappointed in you.
I know.
You could have been killed. You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
I was just trying to be brave like you.
I'm only brave when I have to be. Simba, being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble.
But you're not scared of anything.
I was today,
You were.
yes. I thought I might lose you.
Oh, I guess even kings get scared, huh? But you know what?
What?
I think those hyenas were even scared.
'Cause nobody messes with your dad. Come here, you.
Oh no, no! Ah! 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 Come here. Dad, we're pals, right?
Right.
And we'll always be together, right?
Simba, let me tell you something that my father told me. Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars.
Really?
Yes. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Alright, so that's just a first little video I got. I want to put in some precepts on it now. You know, you hear how he was saying, you know, that he wanted to teach his son a lesson. You know, he wanted to teach his son a lesson because he went out there and he was playing around in the wilderness. You know, he wasn't where he was supposed to be at. So this is my first precept. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. And this is why he was doing that. You know, this was Simba was a father, you know. And that's how the elders and apostles are to us. So we're being trained by our fathers from the past, you know. These are the same fathers that we learned from how to conduct ourselves around these heathens. So Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go. See, he was teaching them real early. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. And, you know, we've all seen Lion King, and what was his son like? His son was just like him. He grew up and he learned that it's not all we don't go looking for danger. You know, if it's presented in front of us in the time and we got to protect ourselves, okay, whatever. But we ain't gonna use no weapons. You know, that's why the elders and apostles teach you. You know, tell you, learn judo or something. Learn Muay Thai. Learn something to defend yourself. You know, we're here to be, men of the Lord and not tactical in the ways of Esau. That's his way. You know, to be violent with the sword. You know, so we're more. We want to be ones who just defend ourselves if we got to. But above all things, we're going to avoid the situation if we can. If we don't got to fight and we can avoid it, we're going to move out of the way. So that was another thing that he was talking about. He said, I don't just go looking for danger. But that don't mean that we're not, afraid to be in danger. If we get in danger and the time happens, we pray to the Lord that gives us that wisdom, keeps that wisdom in us for us to react the right way, whatever situation it may be. So I want to prove this point. This is Luke chapter 4, verse 28. And all they in the synagogue. Let's start at 27. So it says, Luke chapter 4, verse 27. And many lepers in Israel were in Israel in the time of Eliseus, or you could say Elias. Or let me go pull it up so I can show you. It's really Elisha, but I want to put it over here so you can know what his name means. This is something new I learned yesterday, so I want to show what his name means. Okay. So it says Eliseus the prophet, right? He was basically the successor of Elijah. And we're going to look at that word successor too, so you can get a better understanding of what that is. Go ahead and type this in. This is probably the Greek.
Strong's G 1666. Eliseus. Eliseus.
They say Eliseus, but it says Elisha or Elisha. Salakia. And it means Yahawah is his salvation, right? He's a distinguished Old Testament prophet, companion and successor of Elijah. Okay, that's who he is. What's a successor? We're going to show that. This is a children's lesson, but even, us as adults, these are things that we need to learn as well. Successor. A person or thing that succeeds another. That's all it means. Okay?
Successor.
That's all it means. So he had a position and a role after Elijah, specific task, that was after Elijah is basically what it's saying. So, like it said, there's many times, there's lepers in Israel in the time of, we'll just say Elisha, because it says Eliseus or Elisha, right? The prophet. And none of them was cleansed, right? Because they couldn't understand the word. They weren't cleansed by this truth. They couldn't understand. Saving Naaman the Syrian. Okay? And then it reads, and all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath. See, they was mad. Okay? And rose up and thrust him out of the city and led him into the brow of the hill wherein their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. So they chased Yahawashi. They basically tried to drive Yahawashi to this hill, man, and throw him off the hill, man. Throw him off the mountain. But he, passing through the midst of them, went his way. So Yahawashi avoided that danger. He was like, I can maneuver myself where I don't have to fight. And this time he didn't come as a lion. He was just a lamb. But that doesn't mean he wasn't powerful. He wasn't strong. He was a strong man, He could have fought his way out, but he didn't. He ran, and came down into Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and taught taught them on the Shabbat days, the Sabbath, which is today. You know, that's why I wanted to bring it up, you know, because, and to show that Yahawashi he has strength. Like, do you know how hard it is to run away from a mob of people that done drove you in the middle of a corner of a cliff? Like, you're going to have to be tough to get around them people and get out of there. You see what I mean? He was a tough man, you know, he was strong, right? They always picture these, the disciples and the men of the Lord as weak men. No, they were very strong, man. They were very strong men. You know, we're just in the worst state that we've ever been as Israel. So a lot of us don't have that state that we had back then when we was in those days. You know, all of us were a lot stronger than we are now. We're at our lowest point, you know, because of how much Esau Edom has destroyed the earth with all this, you know, filth that he's put in it. Tampered with the food, with the air, water. You can't be as powerful as we were back then. There wasn't even no cars around that time. These people was, you know, they had energy, breathing real air, eating real food, you know, because that was the only way to grow it. Except for Esau, because, you know, he had that curse of Cain. He couldn't till the ground. You know, wherever he tilled the ground, it wouldn't grow. So that's why he had, you know, him, the Canaanites, all of them, they had this motive to enslave Israel because everything is formed by Jake. You know, we make the best of everything, man. So verse 31, and came down to Capernaum, the city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath days, right? Just want to make a point. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power. And that's why us coming into this truth today, we're astonished at this doctrine. We're like, man, the Lord's really doing this, you know, because that's us in those days, you know, that are coming back and seeing these words again, you know. And so it's something just to keep in mind that, you know, Bahasham said these things to us, man. And we got a way we supposed to be, you know. But there's another us, okay? There's another us who doesn't want to be like that. And that's why I want to bring up this video about Scar and the conversation that he has with Simba, like a conversation that you had with yourself. Like, you try to tell yourself, man, I need to make sure I know the Shabbat to the best of my abilities, follow them to the best of my abilities, do the work, be diligent, study. But then you got this other side of you that's like, nah, I don't want to do all that. I just want to chill, be in the world. Okay, that's how Scar is. You know, he was like a snake. Okay, he wasn't very strong or whatnot, but, you know, he was slick. You know, he always tried to use things in an advantage just for his own selfish, you know, will and flesh. So, and another thing I want to mention before I play this part of the video of Scar is, you know how he told Simba, he said, yeah, man, when you look up in the stars, all the kings is down there guiding you. Well, in a sense, you know, that's how we are. We're sons and daughters coming into this truth. And these many kings are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. These are those kings, man, who are showing us and guiding us the way because the Lord gave them the answers. So whenever we worried or we go through things, we watch brothers' videos, we go listen to, you know, different brothers on concerning their topics, you know, to help strengthen us in those times where we need, you know, strength. You know, when we going through the worst times of our lives, we listen to the brothers. Those are those kings. You know, how that Mufasa was telling his son, they'll always be with you. I'll be with you too. Even if, you know, I go into the spirit world, I'll be here guiding you. Just, you know, listen to the spirit. You see, and that's what I'm getting out of that. You know, he was telling them like, yeah, man, you're not alone. And that's how we are. We don't want to think of yourself as alone. Okay, the brothers do this videos out of love. You know, they want to see the salvation of Israel, and they want that you know, those precepts to come to pass where it says no more tears to be shed, no more none of that to be, all that to be through, man. But right now we in a time of war, so a lot of us are in a very austere mindset. But you know, it will pass. We will come back to that state where, you know, we home, man. We ain't got to be worried about all that violence and trouble and all that other bullshit, you know, will be able to live for real, you know. So I just want to play this, and then I'm going to put in some more precepts, and then we're going to get out of here. I didn't want to make it too long.
Life's not fair, is it? You see, I shall never be king. And you shall never see the light of another day.
See? He said, what'd he say? Hold
Did your
on.
mother ever...
He said, I will never be king, right? Why? Because he's wicked. And that's how we are. We can never be sons and daughters of the Most High if we continue to be wicked, okay? Our wicked self knows that, okay? But they still have, you know, your wicked side that you had before you came into this truth, and still had that pride of, I don't care. You see? And that's what you got to get rid of. You got to, you know, be sincere, you know, honest with yourself. You know, that's what sincere is. Be honest, you know, and make sure you get rid of these kind of, this kind of attitude, you know, when it comes to doing the work of the Lord, anything like that. Not saying that anybody is, but I'm just saying that's what we have done to get to this point. You know, that's the point I'm trying to bring out.
Didn't your mother ever tell you not to play with your food?
What do you want?
I'm here to announce that King Mufasa's on his way. So you'd better have a good excuse for missing the ceremony this morning.
Oh, now looks as if you made me lose my lunch.
Ha! You'll lose more than that when the king gets through with you. He's as mad as a hippo with a hernia.
Ooh, I quiver with fear.
Now, Scar, don't look at me that way. Help!
Scar. Drop him.
Impeccable timing, Your Majesty.
Why, if it isn't my big brother descending from on high to mingle with the commoners?
Sarabi and I didn't see you at the presentation of Simba.
That was today. Oh, I feel simply awed.
See, so even though he was wicked, the king still say, hey, you supposed to be over there announcing my son. Basically, I look at it like, you supposed to be over here during the ceremony. You supposed to be over here doing this work. You supposed to be over here with the bride of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, right? So he's still, you know, going, you know, and you can look at Scar as 2/3 too, you know, because we all had that 2/3 look to us before we came into this truth. You know, 2/3 of our people who are going to get casted out because they still want to live like Esau eating the so-called white man. You see? And he was like, hey, man, you supposed to be over here with your family, man. What are you doing? Why are you acting like this ain't a big deal? You know, he still came and approached the most wicked of the wicked of his people, man.
Must have slipped my mind.
Yes, well, as slippery as your mind is, as the king's brother, you should have been first in line.
Well, I was first in line until the little hairball was born.
That hairball is my son and your future king.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh, no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Hear that? So you should turn your back on me, right? So you always got that part in your that enemy in yourself that you gotta watch. You gotta take heed to yourself. You know, don't get too pride-minded or too proud, because that sinful you can take you over by pride and have you out here doing stuff you're not supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So Scar made a good point. Yeah, don't take your eyes off of, you know, taking heed to the problems that, you know, that you're facing every day with yourself, like trying to make better yourself for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, because it says take heed to thyself. You know, pay attention to what you're doing, you know, because at any moment you can never know it. You fall out this truth when you back in the earth because you wasn't sincere. You wasn't honest about, man, I need to work on this. I need to work on this. We all get cut with the word. We all go through certain things. You see? So, and keep playing. You see, he just like act like Esau Edom. Try to be all smooth as butter with his words. I'm going to add that real quick. Salakia, I'm stopping it, but I want to add this real quick. Lord, putting the spirit on me to point this out while it's hot. So this is Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. It reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And you know, when we watched Lion King, Scar was trying to take him out, man. He was trying to take out Simba, and that's how our flesh is. It's trying to take out the spirit. Okay? He was trying to take him out. But war was in his heart, which is his mind. Okay? Lab and Paleo-Hebrew means mind. Okay? So in his mind, he was trying to find a way to destroy Simba and destroy Mufasa. Okay? That's why he didn't want to go see him. Okay? He didn't want to see the son be born. Just like 2/3 of our people today who crucified Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, they crucified Yahawashi in old Rome, okay? And they crucified him too here as well. Because why? He ain't none in the churches. Nobody wants to talk about him. We have to go out literally in the middle of the highway just to talk about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. We can't talk about him in no buildings. We can't talk about him at work. We can't talk about him nowhere in society. Okay? That's how we know this is the revived Roman Empire. And also, there is no, they try to say that Sunday is the Sabbath, right? They always try to say Sunday is the Shabbat. Well, if you pay attention and look up all the names, okay, of these different days, Monday through Sunday, all of these names are named after Roman gods. That's how we know we're in the revived Roman Empire. You go to school, they teach you Roman numerals. The Colosseum, where they used to do the games, which were more violent than they are today. Today's like a watered down version of the Colosseums, which is the football stadiums, the baseball stadiums. Those were a watered down version of the Colosseum back then. Everything down here is a watered down version of Rome. So they can hide that fact that we're in Rome. And then, Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, it talks about how we're in spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Sodom because, they got the fruit roll-ups with all their little rainbow flag, when the rainbow was for the Israelites. Okay, that was the promise that the Lord wouldn't flood the earth again. But he's going to do it by fire this time. You see? So, it's just to show that these devils have taken everything good and have turned it to evil. And this is how they've done it, with these smoother than butter words. But, there's war in their minds. They're thinking about how to destroy Israel. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. See? And Esau Edom was blessed with the sword, man. So we're going to play just a little bit more. It's almost done.
Pity. Why not?
Well, as far as brains go, I got the lion's share, but when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid I'm at the shallow end of the gene pool.
There's one in every family, sir. Two in mine, actually.
See? There's 1 2/3 in every family. 2, probably 3, 4. It is what it is.
They always manage to ruin the special occasion.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with him?
He'd make a very handsome throw rug.
Zazu.
Yep.
And just think, whenever he gets dirty, you can take him out and beat it.
See? That's how it is. 2/3 of our people is, dirty rugs that need to get beat the dirt out of them. Okay? We don't want to be like them. Okay? So, I want to put in some precepts on this, then we're going to get out of here. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 17. And it reads, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit. So everything that we're doing in the spirit, it says that justice and judgment is the habitation of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi's throne. Okay? So everything you see around you is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi trying to teach you something. Just like we seen Mufasa trying to teach his son Simba. Everything we see around us is a lesson. Okay? And we got to be circumspect and know that everything that's happened around us is specific. And I'm not saying get super deep with it, but just understand when things go down, the Lord's trying to teach you something, how you supposed to be moving. So verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. This is this battle, this you versus yourself, your spirit inside of you versus your flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, that balance. Lord said, Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1, the false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So it's going to be a balance. You're going to battle with your flesh every day. That's why we have to do this work every day. That's how we battle the flesh. By what? We sticking to things according to the spirit. Even though we got to eat and live and survive and do all that, we still put this first. To tame our flesh and say, you ain't important. This is what's important, right? These are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. You see? Because our spirit is stronger than the flesh. And that's the point. The Lord is using us to prove that point. That's why we have a great responsibility to do so. He's showing all these heathens that the flesh is greater than the spirit. And he's saying, I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to have all my men doing this work every day and every single second they can get. And they're going to go out there and do that work. And I'm going to prove it to you. And then I'm going to destroy you to show you that there's not a game. Romans chapter 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. See, and we were subject to sin, not willingly. We're going to prove that in a second, but I want to make a point. We'll keep reading. Verse 15. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. What is he saying? We're going to make the point in just a second. What is he really saying? Verse 16. If then I do that which I would not, I consent to the law that is good. See, so he's basically saying, so if I don't do the stuff that I know my flesh wants to do, I know I'm doing right. You see, I know I'm following the word of Yahawashi, right? Because we know our flesh is wicked, man. It's filthy rags. Verse 17. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. See, so there's a part of us that's not us. Okay? Your past and the things you see about yourself that's like, man, I didn't like that about myself. That's not us. That's the sin in us. And the Lord's coming to take that out of us. You see what I'm saying? But until he gets here, we're going to battle it every day. That's why your worst enemy is yourself. Because there's a fleshly, wicked side of you that's not you. And you have to literally prove to that thing, whatever it is, whatever you're dealing with, you have to prove no, that's not me. I'm a servant of the Lord. I'm going to do this. Nah, this ain't what I am. Okay. And that's what this whole world is to do, to get you to think that you're not the sons of the Most High or the daughters of the Most High. That's what this world is literally built to do. And we're battling that and proving that they're wrong by what? Doing this. Verse 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. See? For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. Right? Verse 19, for the good that I would, I do not, right? But the evil which I would not, that I do. So sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we go off and we know we ain't supposed to do something and we did it anyways. Because even before we came in the truth, when you're doing something wrong. Because why? Because you ain't trying to let everybody know you're doing it. So we knew these commandments. We know in our spirit what's right and what's wrong, man. That's why when you see somebody, even if a heathen try to steal something, what he try to do? He try to make sure nobody know. Because he know he doing something wrong. Verse 20. Now, if I do that, I would, if I do that, I would not. It is more I that do it, but sin that it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. So you got to get in the mindset of, having Yahawashi guide you, man. And that's the whole point. I'm going to put in some more precepts to put at this point. Because if you don't have Yahawashi outside guiding you, and you're not keeping your eyes single and focus on Yahawashi outside, you turn your back on a sense of not taking heed to yourself, just like Scar told Mufasa, you're going to end up going back into the world. That's basically the point I'm trying to make. So it is no more that I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me, right? I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. See, so whenever we do good, that wicked flesh is still with us. Okay? It's still with us. So we have to keep in mind that, hey, man, this battle ain't over, man. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man. That's why it's all about the inward man, how you react to things in the spirit. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. That's why that's why the elders and apostles say, follow the laws to the best of your abilities, because every now and then that you're going to lose. There's some days you're going to lose and the flesh is going to win. Some days you're going to lose. That's just how it is. Some days you're going to lose. That's the battle. You can't win every day, every single little battle, in a war. You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. But at the end of this battle, we're going to win the war, Lord willing. We are that number, who have fought the good fight of faith. Verse 24, oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Right? So Yahawashi is going to be the one that does that. So now I want to pull some more points out. Romans chapter 8, verse 20. And it reads, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. See, it wasn't willingly that we were going off. The Lord put that sin in us so we can have a battle to fight. And I did a camp about a week or two ago, and it was talking about how basically a victory without danger basically means nothing. We have to have some type of adversary, okay, to actually it be a valuable battle. Like we learn something, So 1 John chapter 5, verse 14, it reads, and this is the confidence that we have in him, that what? If we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. So if it's for his will, which everything on the planet is doing things for his will, even if you're not following the ways of Yahawashi, you're acting like a 2/3 of our people, and you're just out here being wicked, you're still doing what the Lord wanted you to do. Because he didn't want you to come to this truth. But then us who are in this truth, what do? We ask things according to his will in the righteous side. He heareth us. Because over there, 2/3 of our people ain't asking Yahawashi for nothing. So we have confidence that if we ask him, when nobody else is, he's going to hear us, because we're the only ones out here asking on him to guide us, and keep us separate from our flesh. Verse 15, and if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. See? And what's a petition? What's that? We can look that up. Look that up real quick. I know I'm going on, but it's the spirit, I know I'm going on a little bit longer than what I said. It's the spirit. Hold on. Put this in here. Lord willing, I ain't been all sounding bad and be doing that. It's going to get to the point where I stop doing lives and just doing recordings so it can sound better for y'all. So petitions. What are these petitions? What is that?
Strong's G 155. Itema.
Okay, that's how you say it probably in the Greek. Petition, request, required, see? So the only thing we be asking the Lord is things that are required. We don't be asking for just anything. But you got these people out here, at these churches, they be asking the Lord for all this shit they don't need. That's why, that's how you know they're not the people of the Lord, man. They're just asking the Lord for whatever. They don't understand that it's not according to the will of Yahawashi. It's not answering none of those prayers. This is one of the prayers that we want to ask a lot. Psalms chapter 51, verse 11. Cast me not away from thy presence. Take not thy Holy Spirit from thee. See, so we ask the Lord not to take the Qadash from us. That's something that's required to do the will of the Lord. That's one that you want to know about. Another one is wisdom, you know. Especially if you're a man, you're supposed to be edifying the flock. You're supposed to be asking the Lord for wisdom and courage to do that. Because you have to be a certain type of man to be out here doing this work every day. You can't just be any kind of man on the earth. You have to be very, very single-eyed on Yahawashi, or you will get cast out. Because he's not playing when it comes to doing his work. He knows who's sincere and who's not. And if you're not, he's going to have you out there doing some weird, bull biggity, if I would say. Verse 22, Matthew chapter 6, verse 22, the light of the body is the eye. So wherever you see, that's where the light comes in. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So if we focus singly on these precepts every day, we do this work every day, and we put this first every day, then more than likely our body is going to be full of light instead of darkness. Right? Verse 23, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. Right? And that's why you got to pay attention, and make sure that you really taking this stuff and storing it in your mind, man. If therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, how great is that darkness? See? It's a great darkness, man. But it can be, cleansed with this word by Yahawashi. But you have to have sincerity and charity, that love for the brotherhood and that love for the people around you who are also believers. Okay? And you see how Mufasa came at his son. He said, I'm disappointed in you. He was a little mad. He was getting on to him, but after that he said, hey, I still love you, man. You're still my son. But I gotta show you how serious this is. So sometimes we don't come in a soft way. Sometimes we come austere. That's how the Lord does it, man. He treating us as sons and daughters. Verse 24, no man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other. So you're going to love your flesh or you're going to love the spirit, man. And the spirit is Yahawashi. The flesh is everybody who trying to be like Esau, even so-called white man. Okay? Because that's how we were in the world. We were trying to have all the bread, picket fence, nice car, the appearance look good in front of everybody, how you was living. That's how we were all living, okay, before we came into this truth. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. This is simple. Simple things. Verse 25, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for the body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Simple as that, man. It doesn't matter about all that stuff. You just serve Yahawashi to the best of your abilities. He gonna put all that in front of you, everything you need. He been doing it for me, and I know he doing it for other brothers. Akim and you Aquat out there, especially the ones that been working longer than me. I know he been doing it. I ain't been out here that long. He been doing it for me. Verse 26: behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Right? The Lord cares about us more than these birds out here, man. He's going to look out after us. And they be eating every day. Especially with Esau eating buckethead ass, go to McDonald's and throw a whole carton of fries out because he ain't really that hungry. He just wasteful. But, the Lord has them doing that so they can eat, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. It all goes back to the Lord, so he can do what he said he was doing. Verse 27, which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit to his stature, right? I'm going to make a point. And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow, they toil not, neither do they spin. Don't nobody go out there and take care of them. Don't nobody do none of that. They just good. Verse 25, and yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. You see? Wherefore, make a point, wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? See? So what are you worried about? What are you worried about? He said even Solomon wasn't looking as good as them damn flowers. Okay? We was all going off. And we know Solomon was, Yahawashi being reincarnated. Okay? That was him in the reincarnation, his second time here. Okay? Actually, his third time here. That was his third time coming back here. Playing out his role. Okay? And it said even the lilies was getting taken care of, without doing nothing. Okay? Solomon even had to do stuff to take care of himself. He had a lot of servants. Yeah, he had a lot of stuff, but he had to build that up. He wasn't just born and just had the shit. He had to work for that shit. Okay? And of course he was blessed by the Lord because that was his only begotten son. Okay? But it was all for a purpose. So what? So he can bring in all those other nations. That's why he slept with all those other women from different nations to have, Jake looking like different nations. So Esau Edom wouldn't destroy us all because we all look like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Then they would have just killed us all, and then Israel would have been gone. Okay, so it was very vital that happened. 1 John chapter 5 verse 14, and it reads, and this is the confidence that we have in Him. If we ask anything according to His will, He heareth us. Right? I said that. Right? Yeah. I want to just, rerun that one. Supposed to ask things according to His will. Just to go back to the main point. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, and it reads, ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. So we have to knock, we have to go to the Lord. We have to seek the Lord. And the churches are always like, oh, well, if the Lord's knocking on your door trying to ask you to come in and you won't let him in, no, you got to go knock on his door and ask him to come in you. Okay? The Lord don't need none of us. We need the Lord. Okay? So this is Romans chapter 1 verse 25. I got like 3 more precepts that is I'm out of here. Romans chapter 1 verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator? Who's the creature? Esau, even so-called white man. That's how they doing, man. That's why we know 2/3 of our people are what? They're like scar. Okay? They're sinful. More than the creator, who is Yahawah Bahasham, who was blessed forever. Amen. Verse 26. For this cause the Most High gave them into vile affections. For even their woman did change the natural use, that which is against nature. Right? So now you got all these people out here that worshiping these type of women and worshiping these false idols, that have gone against the nature. Okay? And that's what a lot of this is, man. You got all these women out here, they overdressing in makeup, making a false appearance of themselves. You got all this TikTok, all this stuff. That stuff against nature, man. The nature of a true man and a true woman and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves, man. Not supposed to be like that. But we understand, especially for, the Judite woman, she's gotten punished like the Judite man and all the rest of Israel. And we have certain curses on us. So, I understand still trying to present yourself in a way where, you have more confidence. There's nothing wrong with that. But just know that, these are things that we got to take heed to and know that you want to, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Just keep it balanced. Verse 27, and likewise also the men, leaving natural use of the woman. See, they left the natural use of a woman. A lot of men out here just, they're not understanding the real role of a woman because the women are acting like women and they're not, acting like men. We're supposed to be a body. We're supposed to be a unit, that pleases Yahawashi in his sight, So that's why you got a lot of men out here beating they women and doing whatnot and doing all that because, they just both wicked. So we want to stay away from being put in this kind of category of being out of that natural use, if the Lord gives you a gift, you don't just jack up the gift, you take care of it. burn in their lust one toward another. So that's another thing, you know. Most people just getting with each other because they look good. They're not getting with each other for a purpose. So, and then also men with men working that which is unseemly, and we know that's going off, that fruit roll-up stuff, and receiving in themselves that recompense of error which was meat, okay? Which is basically not useful for the Lord. But in a way, the Lord still is going to use that, but it's going to be a testimony against you. Verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, see, they didn't want to retain this knowledge. They didn't want to retain it. That's how you know somebody's a 2/3. They don't want to retain this and keep it in their mind all the time. In their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind, like basically a bad mind, okay? To do these things which are not convenient. And we don't want to be like them. We don't want to get caught up and being a reprobate to the Most High, man. We want to make sure we're doing things that are convenient. And then, you know, it says being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate. That's why we don't debate. We don't do all that. Deceit, malignity, whisperers, you know, spread rumors, stuff like that. Verse 30, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Talking about your spiritual parents, elders and apostles of great millstone, first and foremost. Then you got your fleshly parents, you know, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, merciful, right? They don't want to give nobody no mercy. They just want to get they lick back, as Elder Manasseh Zabak always say, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. See? So you don't want to be like that. You don't want to have pleasure in doing wickedness, man. We want to get away from all that. Sometimes we go off, but we don't feel good about it. But we know this is a battle that we must face. We got to look at ourselves and be like, man, I went off right there, man. I got to do better right there, man. I can't play around like that. I lost that battle. But you don't let it weigh you down. You get your ass back up and keep moving. A righteous man fall down 7 times, which is there's going to be a complete amount of times you fall down, but you're going to keep getting back up until that one day we ain't going to fall down no more, man. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit I will put within you. This is what's going to happen after we get up. The set amount of times we fail and kept fighting this battle to the end, he's going to do this for us after we're done, right? He's going to make us immortal because the wages of sin is death. Romans chapter 6, verse 23, okay? So after we don't sin no more and he gives us this new heart and this new spirit, we're not going to die no more. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, that one that's worn with your members, right? Worn with yourself, that scar mentality, and I will give you a heart of flesh, right? That new covenant. That's the big part of the new covenant, you know? Being immortal, man. Not have to worry about this junk out here no more. But first you got to do this. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruptible or incorruption. And mortal must put on immortality. That corruptible is this body now. The incorruption that you're putting on is that spirit taming that flesh. That's how you're putting on incorruption. By stopping your wickedness, whatever you're doing, and fighting it. This mortal must put on immortality, but it starts with your mind first. Your heart, your mind. Verse 54, so when this corruptible have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So this battle, we have to beat this battle first before death can be defeated. We're literally fighting death right now, right? But in the end, we're going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose, you know? And some days you're going to lose. But in the end, we're going to win the war. So verse 55, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? And then death is not going to win over us this last time. It's not going to succeed. Even if, we know some of us brothers out here, we're going to have to pay the ultimate price and to be sacrificed for this truth. We still beat death too. Because why? Because we did what Yahawashi told us to do, and in the end of it, you know, it's not gonna have dominion over us. We're not gonna have to come back and serve here again until we die again. We're just gonna be made immortal and we're gonna be good. Isaiah chapter 64 verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities which are sin upon sin like the wind have taken us away, man. So that's why we know that, you know, this is the biggest battle of all, man. You versus yourself. Because there is a part of you that is not you, and you have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of that old person. You know, and it's not an overnight process. You will battle with your flesh. You will battle with, you know, the things of this earth, you know, and, you know, you got to just keep moving, okay? And don't let it, you know, weigh you down, and keep yourself in a mind state of your next move has got to be your best move, man, for Yahawashi. So shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, us be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42, wa abal, the water for tuning in. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. And Lord willing, you know, we can exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. And Lord willing, we can make it out of here, you know, with the elect. Lord willing, we part of that number, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.